Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Coming up on the program, a look at the historic Massey Street Children's Hospital, the ongoing construction of new facility, Lagos Food System Stakeholders Meeting, and LASG presents bond to 605 retirees. Today we take you down memory lane, looking at the journey of the Massey Street Children's Hospital till date, and the current status of the ongoing construction of the new Massey Children's Hospital, a giant project embarked upon by the Lagos State Government.
The foremost Massey Street Children's Hospital, Lagos Island, rings a bell, especially with those who have lived their entire life on the island. This hospital, established on this narrow street since 1914 as the first general outpatient clinic in Lagos, has saved so many babies from different health challenges. The medical director of the state-owned hospital, Dr. Folakemi Irewole-Ojo, explains how the historic facility started operation and has kept afloat till date.
Massey Street Children's Hospital is a legendary hospital. It was established in 1914 by a family that decided to give back to the society out of what they had been blessed with. So this was just a building, and then the family decided to turn it into a dispensary, and they gave it to the state to manage it. So it was a dispensary from 1914 to 1926. In the year 1926, it was converted to a maternity center. And a lot of important, we are all important, but a lot of eminent people were delivered in this hospital. From 1926 to 1961, it remained as a maternity center. A lot of people still believe that babies are born in Massey because of that age-long adage that says, Omo Ndapo in Massey, which means as they deliver the babies, you don't mix the mothers with the babies. So the mother A and baby A are always put together. You don't give baby B to mother A. However, in 1961, the Lagos Island maternity was established, and Massey ceased to become a maternity center. It remained as a child care center, otherwise known as a pediatric hospital. This building is a 92-bedded hospital. We care for babies from birth to age 18. In the outpatient department, we care for babies from birth to even beyond age 18, because some of the children that have been coming to Massey Street, when they turn 18 and we say it's time to go over to General Hospital Lagos, they refuse to go. Medical students from all over the world also come from time to time for their clinical exposure in this center. We see about 4,000 patients every month. And about, like I said, it's a 92-bedded hospital, but the turnover rate of the patients that come on admission ranges between 200 to 300. Sometimes when we ask, where are you coming from? They'll tell us they are coming from Ogun State. They are coming from Mowe. They are coming from Songo. Some they come from Ekpe. Some come from Badagry. Some come from beyond Badagry, from Republic of Benin, to seek care here. It's our good works that advertises us.
Preterm babies receive all necessary intensive care with specialized equipment to help them remain alive and return home to their parents. Despite the narrow space, the medical doctors, nurses are not deterred in carrying out their duties. Even a 5-day-old baby with a fracture also receives care.
The baby was delivered at a private facility. And in the bid to resuscitate, they threw the hand vigorously. And the number one child had a mild fracture on the radial and the frontal head. And then that's allowed some nerve injury too. So we got to fix the fracture and then treat the process. We're just running up on the POP, so I just right now to fix the fracture side and but not to allow movement so that healing can occur on the fracture. While we now be stimulating from the nerve roots, take from here the antenna. And we had asked that this cannula can be put on the other leg so we can stimulate on the wrist extensors. So that's what we're doing for now. It's a long journey because when it comes to nerves, it takes, because you can be injured in one event, and it takes like what we do. They usually get to like 1 year before we discharge them. When they are doing all the full function, their hand should have. That's when we are usually comfortable to discharge them.
The outpatient section is also busy. Working parents and nursing mothers ensure they get the needed drug prescription for their babies, some of which is given at no cost by the state government.
Massive Children's Hospital Pharmacy Department. Here we have different sections. We have the free health section. We have our compounding section. We have our store, and we have the SS clinic. In the free health section, government always give us, most times they give us a free allocation so that we can get free drugs for our patients. But we also get sponsorship or support from other donors. As we speak, majority of our patients pass through this free health section before going to the other section in case we don't have it all. But for the compounding, we do our compounding free of charge for them because quite a number of drugs are not commercially available. So we compound the drugs for them. Drugs that can for congestive heart failure, they are not available commercially. So we do that for them freely here without collecting any dime from them.
Obviously, the hospital is overstretched and needs a bigger space. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu took the bold step in April 2021 and flagged off the construction of the new Massey Children's Hospital in Adeniji-Adele, Lagos Island. This is the ongoing construction of the new Massey Children's Hospital located in the heart of Adeniji-Adele, Lagos Island. The Lagos State government deemed it fit to construct a bigger health facility that would accommodate more nursing mothers who need healthcare services for their children. And this is because the well-known Massey Street Children's Hospital has been overstretched, attending to patients for over 100 years and still running. 3 years down the line, the ongoing construction of the 7th-floor new Massey Children's Hospital, sitting on 4,228 square meters, is gradually taking shape, with a dedicated 8-story building car park almost completed. The State Commissioner for Health, Professor Aki Abayomi, who oversees all health projects, is on site to see the level of work achieved. According to him, the 130-bedded pediatric hospital will be the largest children's healthcare facility in Nigeria that will address all health crises relating to children and will be completed next year.
We decided to look for land very close to Massey Street so that it can retain its historical designation. And when Mr. Governor was gracious enough to find this very large piece of land that we started working on, and what we're doing here is building the new Massey Children's Hospital. It's a 130-bed capacity. And what you can see in the background, we're actually standing on the hospital. We're on the 3rd floor now. What you're looking at behind me is a multi-level car park, which will park up to 310 vehicles. As you know, we're in the center of Lagos. You know, car park is a premium. So part of the design of this hospital was make sure that we had adequate car parking. And so you can see the sequence of events from our primary healthcare structure to our maternal child care centers, to our Lagos Island Maternity Hospital, to a hospital absolutely dedicated to the health and well-being of our children. And that's what Massey is famous for, and that's what Massey is going to continue to be famous for, to play. When we got here, we got into a series of issues. First of all, this land has been unused for decades, and what we found in the ground were very deep levels of waste that had been accumulating for decades. So the first thing we had to do was excavate all that waste. The second thing we had to do was gain access to water on site. And it was difficult to get water here because of its location. We're a sand-filled area. So access to water that can be used for construction. Water is very critical. It has elements in it that can interfere with the integrity of your concrete or your cement. Bearing in mind also that this is a green building. A green building means that it is low carbon footprint, and it's going to be a low carbon footprint operationally. In other words, moving forward, when we do complete this building and we occupy it and operations start, it has a lower carbon footprint than the average hospital. And that is the ethos of Mr. Governor's blueprint for medical infrastructure transformation. So the car park, as you can see, is already at its height. That's 9 floors. The contractors tell us that within the next 3 to 6 months, the car park will be complete. The main hospital is, obviously we wanted to do this first. This is a much more complex structure. This is a hospital with multiple compartments. This is likely to be completed. We are at about 25 to 30% now. So, and you can see the speed at which they're going. Mr. Governor is very anxious that we move this project as fast as possible, and we're hoping that towards the end of 2025, this hospital will be completed. Massey is famous all over the world. You know, everyone knows, most Lagosians were born either in Massey Street Hospital or in Lagos Island Maternity or Creek Hospital on Awolowo. But, you know, for us to be building a massive hospital of this size, just dedicated to the specialty of keeping our children healthy, every discipline in pediatrics will be offered here. So whether we're looking at pediatric heart disease, we're looking at pediatric kidney disease, we're looking at pediatric brain disease, every discipline that we look at in adults, children are just little adults, so that we have to replicate those disciplines. It's going to have very sophisticated X-ray diagnostics, a full complex of laboratories. And what is in the future for this area is this Massey Street is also going to be surrounded by some very sophisticated biotech facilities that are going to support Massey Street in developing an innovative approach to managing children. So the spaces are located around here, which Mr. Governor has dedicated to ancillary medical research and medical support structures that are going to be very useful to Massey Street in its quest to become the center of pediatric excellence in Nigeria, in West Africa, and in sub-Saharan Africa.
In the nearest future, this is what the new Massey Children's Hospital will look like, and the Lagos State government hopes that such infrastructure and other health facilities being modernized will spur medical practitioners who are relocated to return home and drive the workforce of the health sector.
From healthcare services to food production, this time the Lagos State government says it is committed to implement the 5-year agricultural and food systems roadmaps to achieve 40% food self-sufficiency by the year 2025. This is according to the State Commissioner for Agriculture, Abisola Olusanya, who made this comment at the Lagos Food System Stakeholders Meeting in Lagos.
Data released by the National Bureau of Statistics in November last year says Nigerians spent 61.08 trillion naira on food and other household items and service in the first few months of 2023. In Lagos State, with a population spilling over 20 million and counting, food consumption is also on the high side. According to the state government, in 2022, residents consumed 4.5 billion naira worth of food daily. This growing figure seems to be putting the government on its toes to ensure it becomes self-sufficient by 2025.
Poultry Association of Nigeria.
In achieving this goal, the Lagos State government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, is meeting with stakeholders in the agricultural sector to discuss the state of food systems roadmap and highlight the success story of the government in rice production, red meat initiative, and other different food value chains.
In 2021, April, precisely on the 22nd, we had launched the Agricultural 5-year roadmap. And that roadmap had timelines as well. And for the timelines, we had specified project initiatives, activities that were to be carried out all through to 2025. You have Lagos Cares. Like I said, that is a collaboration with the World Bank, and they have done a lot. In the last year and a half, they have actually trained and empowered, I think, 30,946, which is the target that has been given.
The year 2023, we will be able to do roughly about 50,000 tons of paddy, which is over 120,000 bags of rice. This year, we are hoping, and I will go through a couple of it, to do 100,000 tons of paddy. And believe me, that is not cheap.
Questions were raised by some of the participants on the issue of the Igbobo feedlot and movement of fresh food items.
I want to confirm, where are we on the Igbobo feedlot? When are we seeing allocation?
Is there anything we are doing regarding moving fresh food items via train? That can easily reduce the cost of food in Lagos by up to 25%, if not more.
While the State Commissioner for Agriculture and her colleague in charge of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget respond to issues raised, the State Head of Service said the government is reintroducing Operation Feed the Nation to make Lagos self-sufficient.
Establishing a feedlot, on average you're talking about 5 hectares, is not an easy feat. And based on the last stakeholders meet we had in collaboration with FAO, we know that minimum you need nothing less than, I think, almost 100 million naira to even take off with. So it's not just to say when is the allocation. Like I showed you, mapping has been done, infrastructure, and the infrastructure even required to set up a feedlot is in billions of naira.
Whilst we will not be able to do everything, at least come this time next year, we'll also be held accountable and said, the ones that we put in, what have we done with it? And this will give us scorecard and say, tick, tick, tick. So just to say that a very inclusive government, we're very keen to hear from you, ensure that, your programs and what it is you're trying to achieve, we try and make sure we fulfill it.
Remember Operation Feed the Nation? So we're bringing it back, Abi. This is what we're doing. And the government recognized agriculture a long time ago. And it's one of the areas, in fact, it's the only area that it allows civil servants to participate in. So every civil servant can participate in agriculture, in addition to what you are doing.
Going forward, the Lagos State government says the stakeholders meeting will be held quarterly to ensure that all areas under the agricultural sector is moving at the same pace with projections of a remarkable achievement for the future.
And finally, on the program, the Lagos State government has presented bond certificates to 605 retirees. Now, the State Commissioner for Establishments and Training, Mr. Afolabi Ayotayo, who was speaking at the ceremony, says over 57 billion naira has already been paid to the retirees from 2019 till date, and assures of continued support for senior citizens in the state.
It's the 102nd batch retirement bond certificate presentation at Necker House, Alausa Ikeja. The Lagos State government, through the State Pension Commission, have brought them together to receive their long service entitlement. After 35 years in service, these 605 retirees are full of gratitude for the grace to finish well and the opportunity to be present for the bond certificate presentation. Just before the presentation, an official of the Lagos State Pension Commission takes time to educate the pensioners on the difference between single and double-faced bonds that will be handed over to them.
Irrespective of your designation, all right, director, gardener, cleaner, whatever it is, or it was, as long as Ibn Tepo or Tescom, ministry, or your bond will be a single phase bond. The money that is left in that your RSC, they will now ask you, how do you want to collect your monthly pension? How? Is it through program withdrawal or through Echo is now true? Now. So you have two options. The first one is program withdrawal, and the second one is what? Annuity. So it is your choice to choose. Which one do you want to take? Which one do you want to go for? Now, if your choice is program withdrawal, all right, what it means is that you are staying with your PFA. They will be the one that will be giving you your monthly pension. Although you can still change them.
Over 1 billion naira has been allocated by the state government for 605 retirees, and the Director General of LASG advised them to spend wisely and not become a victim of fraudsters.
The administration of Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu will present another set of 605 retirees with the sum of 1.258 billion naira, being their past service benefits prior to the commencement of the contributory pension scheme in 2007. I would like to thank Mr. Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu for his unwavering commitment to the welfare of people of Lagos State. He has continuously prioritized the needs of pensioners and approved policies to ease the financial burden on retirees. Please be wary of fraudsters who prey on vulnerable pensioners. You can reach us after this event for any pension-related information or for further clarification. Congratulations once again, and thank you for your remarkable service.
The State Commissioner for Establishments and Training, Mr. Afolabi Ayotayo, says a total of 57.7 billion naira has been paid to 16,340 retirees from May 2019 till date.
Let me use this occasion to thank Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. Under his administration, the Lagos State government has paid over 57.7 billion naira to 16,340 retirees in the mainstream, local government, state universal basic education, SUBEB, Teaching Service Commission, TESCOM, and other parastatals of the state government from May 2019 till date. Furthermore, Mr. Governor has paid accrued pension rights of 257,599,701 naira 97 kobo to the retirement savings account of 604 retirees this month, alongside their monthly contributions.
After receiving their bond certificate, some of the retirees commend government's efforts and also share their concern about the delayed bond presentation.
We appreciate the Lagos State government. Actually, when we retired, we learned that they are going to make the money earlier than now. Like our predecessor collected theirs when they were after 3 years, and here we are today, the same thing happens to us. We just implore the government to make it maybe a year after, so that each beneficiary can have their bond.
I'm going to first of all sit down at home and think and plan on how to spend the money, knowing that I'm not going to collect this kind of money again. I will just plan on how to invest it so that it will be useful.
My message indeed to the state government is this. The number of years being spent before one receives his entitlement is just too long. A lot of people have died. Those of us who are taking our benefits today, it's only by the grace of God. Many are hospitalized. They don't have money to take care of themselves. It will always be better at most 6 months. Let them take their entitlement and do whatever they want to do with it. The time is too long.
These 605 retirees look forward to the next phase of their life with high expectations of a future assured.
So this is what we call it today on this week's edition of the program Dateline Lagos. But not to worry, we'll bring you the concluding part of the ongoing construction of the Massey Children's Hospital next week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayo Tunde Balogun. Until next time, please stay safe. It's bye for now.